And we have a lot that is to come. So we want to get you right over to our meteorologists, Melissa Nord and Danielle Moss. We're kicking things off with Melissa as we are getting closer and closer to this winter weather event.
We was telling you the last couple of days how a lot of your Saturday would start off dry, and then by the time sunset hit and beyond, things would really go downhill quickly. That's exactly what we're expecting. So big picture, we still are on track for a freezing rain, prolonged event, and an ice storm across parts of North Georgia. You can see big picture. Most of us are dry right now. There's a little moisture the radar's trying to pick up on. A lot of that is not quite reaching the ground. Where the larger area of moisture is, that is back to the west. So as we zoom out this radar, you can see alerts on the map. Winter storm warnings in pink. Winter weather advisories in that darker purple color and the really deep purple color. This is our ice storm warning. So all of Metro Atlanta in our ice storm warning, where at least 1/4 of an inch of ice is likely. The amounts of ice are going to significantly increase in northeast Georgia, and that's where the impacts are going to be a lot more severe. On the south side of the metro, along this I-20 corridor, we are in a winter weather advisory where some light ice amounts are possible tomorrow morning, but the bigger picture impacts that could be much more prolonged, those are going to be across northeast Georgia. So how much ice are we talking about? Well, in this area right here in purple, it's at least a 1/2 inch of ice. When you get to 1/2 inch of ice, we don't just see the travel impacts, the power outage impacts significantly increase. Now, in the metro area, I know it's warm right now in the 40s. Things are going to change drastically after sunset tonight. We'll see freezing rain develop. It will last through tomorrow morning, and that's where we could see at least 1/4 of an inch, up to 1/2 an inch of ice. Then on the southwest side of the metro, a little glazing, 1/10 of an inch, maybe up to 1/4 of an inch in a few of those places tomorrow morning. So impacts will widely vary depending on where you are. For more on that, let's turn to meteorologist Danielle Moss, breaking down those different zones, Danielle, and what the impacts will be through the rest of this duration.
Exactly. We are all expecting a little bit of ice, at least, Melissa, but some of us will see really major impacts. And it looks like northeast Georgia is really under the target area right now. The models have not really shifted or changed from that at all. Here in Metro Atlanta, we are expecting moderate impacts, and south of the metro area expecting minor impacts. So that is definitely something that we are continuing to watch. And we also talk about what type of impacts. Hazardous roads, absolutely. Power outages, you need to prepare. Get your flashlights out now. And we are already seeing closures and delays in effects that start as early as tomorrow. So let's talk a little bit about our winter storm severity index. This is something that we show. I like to compare it to when we talk about severe weather. You know, you look and we have that level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This winter severity index is about the same thing, but it is for winter weather instead. Here's the good news for you. The latest update shows us a little bit better. This is still major impacts, but we had a little bit more of this purple sinking down. When you look at this winter severity index, purple means that is the highest impact. But you can see that red area, that is where we are expecting the major impacts to be there. This is exactly what we're talking about in northeast Georgia. We could be expecting over 1/2 of an inch of ice. That's definitely going to make very hazardous driving conditions as well as power outages. Then when we talk about from Helen to Dahlonega, we still have some purple spots in there right into White County. However, it is still definitely going to be very dangerous. So even as you see that red shift to orange, that doesn't mean that you should let your guard down if you're south of like Roswell here in Metro Atlanta. We still could be seeing 1/2 of an inch of accumulation. And I know that sounds like very small numbers, right? When we're talking about 1/2 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. However, any ice accumulation can cause some really severe damage. But here's another good update for us. As you take a look from Fayetteville to Peachtree City. Peachtree City now not really in that winter storm severity index, but it is not out of the woods just yet. We still have to continue to monitor this storm. And every time we get an update, we've been seeing this storm, Melissa, go all the way across the southeast. We've been seeing snow all the way from really Texas all the way to Tennessee as well. So this storm definitely has a history of producing this winter weather like we have been talking about. So it's definitely coming. Just have to be patient and make sure that you're preparing now.
Yeah, and really we've been saying by about 8 o'clock tonight, we want you to be home where you're going to be to hunker down for the duration of this event. And it's not just a quick overnight window. We're going to be looking at impacts through tomorrow afternoon, through the overnight, through Monday as well for areas that are dealing with those highest ice accumulation amounts. Amazing how warm warmer temperatures are outside right now. 46 here in Atlanta, 42 in Gainesville, 32 right now in Clayton. But these numbers will be dropping drastically overnight, and we are still on track for a significant ice accumulation event to take place as we head through the overnight into tomorrow morning. So timeline, we've been saying those amounts of ice would really not start accumulating until the overnight. Let's get to that ice amount. You can see through northeast Georgia, the highest amounts are expected. Accumulation is going to intensify overnight tonight. Temperatures are in the 40s now. They're going to drop through the 30s this evening, then to the 20s by first thing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, treacherous travel is likely as we see wind gusts increasing. Power outage threats will also increase as well. So buckle up. We're at the very beginning of it. The first freezing rain hasn't even begun to fall here in the metro. It's going to be a long night ahead.